Satnam, I'm Yogigems. I'm a Kundalini Yoga teacher. In Kundalini Yoga teachings, we have a radiant body. The radiant body governs how much light we put out into the world. It's about our charisma, our magnetism. And when we have a strong radiant body, people around us really sit up and pay attention. We have quite the presence with a strong radiant body. This Kundalini Yoga Kriya, known as the Kriya for the 10th body. The 10th body is the radiant body in Kundalini Yoga teachings. We're working on amplifying that light. It's really amplifying the wattage of the auric field. So it's quite a physical Kriya, and there are some adjustments for you if you're not feeling quite up to that level of physicality today. Let's bring our palms together, give them a good vigorous rub, and bring your prayer mudra in towards the heart center. Take a deep inhale to stretch tall through the spine. Keeping that length as you exhale, relax the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale to lift through the heart. And exhale to draw the chin in towards the neck. Let's take a deep inhale to tune in with our mantras. If you're new to the mantras, just listen in for now. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Adgure Name, Jugadgure Name, Satgure Name, Siddhi Gurudeve Name. Adgure Name, Jugadgure Name, Satgure Name, Siddhi Gurudeve Name. Adgure Name, Jugadgure Name, Satgure Name, Siddhi Gurudeve Name. Deep inhale. And holding that breath in as you invite your higher self to guide you through today's Kundalini Yoga practice, keeping you safe from injury, keeping the space that you're practicing in clear and protected. Exhaling, relaxing hands down to knees in Gyan Mudra, tips of index fingers to tips of thumbs, and just allowing those mantras to settle in body and mind, bringing you into presence for your Kundalini Yoga. Good, so we're going to get straight into our Kundalini Yoga Kriya, the Kriya for the 10th body. We're blocking off our right nostril with our right index finger. I'm mirroring you. The left hand remains in Gyan Mudra on the knee, and we're breathing long and slow and deep through that left nostril. The eyes are closed and rolled up and into the third eye point in the center of the brow, just above the eyebrows. And with this breath, we start to clear the Ida channel, the Chandra or the moon channel of the body. Slowing that breath, deepening the breath. Good. Now we're relaxing our right hand to Gyan Mudra on the knee. We're blocking the left nostril with the left index finger, and we're breathing long, slow and deep through right nostril. As we start to activate here the Pingala channel, the Surya or the sun channel, keeping that breath long, slow and deep with the eyes at the third eye point. Activating through right nostril the sun energy of the body, the more extroverted version of you, the more light version of you. Deep breaths. Good. Now we're dropping that hand down to knee again. We're blocking right nostril once more. Breathing long, slow and deep through the left. Coming back to our Ida, to our moon energy, that soft silvery light. With a long, slow, deep breath. This is the yin aspect of ourselves. The softer, more feminine, more introspective aspect. Slowing that breath. Good. And relaxing once more, your hand down to the knee in Gyan Mudra, locking off left nostril now, and we're going to do a breath of fire through right nostril. So this is our panting breath through the nose, just through that right nostril. If it's too much for your practice today, a slow breath of fire or a long, slow, deep breath is absolutely fine as well. Bringing some real energy to Pingala, to the sun energy of the body. Amplifying that inner light. Take a deep inhale through right nostril. Hold that breath in as you relax the hand down to the knee in Gyan Mudra. Now we're going to activate Mulband, so you're squeezing anus and sex organs. Pull the navel in, the lower abdomen in towards the belly button, rising the energy from the tailbone all the way up the spine to the crown of the head. Hold it, squeeze it, lift and stretch all through the spine. Exhale, relax, release. Stay here in awareness with the eyes resting at third eye point. Feel that lovely balance in body and mind. Good, we're taking that balance through the body now with a spinal flex. So you're holding onto your knees, you're inhaling the heart forward, exhaling back. Taking your own pace, speedy or slow, it's up to you, synchronizing the movement with the breath. Keeping the eyes rolled up and into the third eye point. And we're really working into the spine as deeply as we can to integrate those energies, integrate that balance with Ida and Pingala, with the Surya, the sun, and the Chandra, the moon energies of the body. Breathe nice and deep with the movement. Take that lovely breath into the body. Inhale to the center. Hold that breath in, and again we'll activate Mulband, pulling up with the pelvic floor, pulling in with the navel, feeling, sensing, imagining that energy rising from tailbone to crown. Hold, squeeze, stretch, and lift the energy. Exhale, relax, release. Palms turn up in Gyan Mudra once more. Coming back to that sense of presence, of awareness, of that lovely balance in the body. Inhaling deep, exhaling fully. Good, now we're going to move into Sat Kriya. You might want to stay in easy pose. If it's comfortable for you to sit on your heels in rock pose, come to do so, ensuring that your heels are nice and tucked up underneath the sit bones. We've got our hands in a mudra, Charlie's Angel's Mudra, with the index fingers extended and the thumb crossed over one another, usually whichever feels most comfortable for you. We've got the arms extended above the head. For Sat Kriya, on the Sat, we pull the belly in. On the Nam, we relax the belly. If you can bring in a visualization on the Sat, when the belly pulls in, we're feeling, sensing, imagining the energy rising up to the third eye point. On the Nam, when the belly relaxes, we're projecting that energy out from the third eye. If your hands get tired, rest them on the crown of the head. If that's too much, bring them down to the heart. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam. Sat Nam, 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 Sat Nam. Inhale deep. Hold that breath in. Squeeze Mulban. Draw the energy up, up through the spine, through the arms, through the fingertips and beyond into the auric field. Raise and enhance. Elevate that energy. Hold the posture. Exhale fully. Inhale deep. Hold the breath. Squeeze Mulban. Draw the energy up through the spine, up through the arms, up through the fingertips and out. Project out as far as your consciousness will go. Squeeze, lift, stretch, project. One more time. Exhale fully. And inhale deep. Hold that breath and squeeze, drawing the energy up and out, up and out, up and out. Make yourself into a sun, shining bright with light. Hold it, squeeze, project. Exhale, float the hands down to the knees or the thighs in Gyan Mudra. And stay here, basking in those beautiful elevated energies. Perhaps feeling the energy up in the higher centers now. That's what Sat Kriya does so well, transmutes the energies of the lower chakras into the higher. Inhaling deep. Exhaling fully. Good. Now we're going to come onto all fours. So you're bringing your wrists underneath your shoulders. Your knees are under the hips, so the knees are hip width apart. And we're bringing the big toes to touch behind us. On the inhale, we're dropping the belly and we're lifting sit bones and chin. On the exhale, we're arching the spine up to the sky. Inhaling into cow pose, exhaling into cat. Good, and the eyes roll up and into the third eye point. As you take your own pace, faster or slower, it's up to you. As long as you're synchronizing movement with breath and you're leading this movement with the tailbone. A lovely undulation through the spine as you release any blocks in the spine. Keeping the spine young and fresh and vital. That's it. Moving as deep as the spine will allow. Enjoying this lovely release through the vertebrae. A lovely effect on the chakra system as well. Inhale, dropping the belly down into cow pose. Hold that breath in as you squeeze Mulband. Draw the energy up, 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 up. And exhale, sit back on the heels, bring the forehead to the ground. If the forehead doesn't reach the earth, stack your fists, rest your forehead on your fists. Otherwise, bring the arms alongside the body. And rest here in a comfortable baby pose, breathing deep into the belly, breathing nice and deep into the sacrum. Just allowing those energies to integrate through the spine. Inhale deep. Exhale fully. Good. Now bringing your hands underneath your shoulders. We have a couple of variations for these next two postures, which is plow pose and shoulder stand. If you're very new to this practice, if you are on the first 3 days of your moon cycle, if you have any neck injuries, or if you have any blood pressure issues, take the alternative, which is legs up the wall, bringing your hands in Gyan Mudra, right angle bend in the elbows, resting on the earth. Really lovely, nourishing, restorative practice. Stay here for the next two postures. So we come onto our back. We're hoisting our hips up above our shoulders. Hands come onto the back, and we're bringing our feet to the floor. If the feet comfortably reach the floor, interlace your fingers and stretch them down along the earth like a pinion. If your feet don't comfortably reach the floor, bring the hands onto the back to support you. Wherever you are, we're going to breathe here long and slow and deep, bringing a real pressure to the Vishuddha chakra, to the throat. The key to our vitality, to our longevity. The yogis of old used to see the Vishuddha chakra, or the throat, as the seat of our youth and our immortality. It's a very sacred aspect of the anatomy. And this is what we're working on here. Breathe deep, breathe slow. Good. Now we're going to move up into a shoulder stand. So if your hands are on the floor, bring them to the back. We're going to extend the legs up, bringing the hands to support us. Now you're keeping your weight on the arms and on the shoulders. There's very little pressure on the neck or the head. Stretching up. And remember, if either of these postures feel too much for you, you can always take the alternative, legs up the wall. Breathe deep, eyes closed. Take care to not turn your head to the left or the right. Keep the nose pointing straight up to the knees. All the pressure of the body held in the arms and in the shoulders. Now we're going to bend the knees. We're going to use our hands to support us as we bring the spine back down to the earth, vertebra by vertebra. Keep the knees bent. We're going to rest the feet on the floor slightly wider than hip width apart, and let the knees fall in towards each other in a nice little teepee pose. This is a nice little support for the sacrum to recover from our shoulder stand. And you're resting in legs up the wall if that's where you are in the alternative posture. Take a moment here just to allow those energies to integrate. Good. Now, if you're in legs up the wall, you might want to come back down, swivel your legs down. And if you're in your teepee pose, we're going to switch over onto the belly, and we're coming into this locust pose. So we've got our hands in fists, and we're bringing our fists into the hip flexors. We're keeping our chin on the floor for this one. We're raising the legs up with a breath of fire. Keep the eyes at third eye point. Feel that strength building in the back. If breath of fire is too much, long, slow, deep breath. Hold it steady. You're doing really well. Balancing that plexus of nerves at the navel. Let's take a deep inhale. Hold a breath, squeeze more band. And exhale. Relax, release the arms. Cheek comes to the earth. And just take a moment here to rest on the belly, to allow yourself a deep belly breath, moving that breath into the sacrum for a lovely sacral massage. Releasing tension from the lower spine. Inhale deep. Exhale fully. Good. Hands come underneath the shoulders now as we come to lift ourselves up into rock pose. Now, if rock pose is challenging for you, bring a little cushion or a bolster to sit on to help you. We're moving here into tiger pose. I've never come across this posture in Hatha traditions, but in Kundalini Yoga teachings, it's known as tiger posture, and I'm going to call it Vyagrasana because Vyagra means tiger in Sanskrit. We've got our right leg to the front. We're sitting on that right heel, and we're going to bring our left leg back behind us. Now we're lifting our heart to the sky, and we've got our fingertips or the palms of the hands flat to the earth. You're finding a really lovely stretch through the front body here as you breathe long and slow and deep, channeling that victorious spirit of the tiger. The eyes rolled up and into third eye point. You're finding that lovely stretch in the groin. If this is really too strong for you, come back into your rock pose and simply place your fingertips to the earth, lifting the heart to the sky, finding that nice arch in the back. So finding a Vyagrasana version that suits you. Inhaling deep. Hold the breath, squeeze Mulban, take the energy up through that lovely arch of the spine to the crown. Exhaling fully, we're going to change sides so the left knee comes forward, the right knee comes back. Again, taking your alternative posture for this Vyagrasana. Lifting the heart to the sky, eyes rolled up and into third eye point, finding that lovely stretch in the front body, that lovely squeeze in the kidneys. This is really great for releasing anxiety, releasing stress, or excess adrenaline in the kidneys, so we can really step into that tiger spirit, that victorious spirit, without any fear, without any worry. Lifting high through the heart. Inhaling deep. Hold that breath, squeeze Mulban, take the energy up through that arch in the spine to the crown. And exhale, relax, release. Come into your rock pose or into your easy pose, whichever feels more comfortable. Hands resting just for a moment in Gyan Mudra to allow the energies, that victorious spirit of Vyagrasana to move through us. On the next exhale, dropping chin to chest. Opening eyes to gaze softly down at the lap. And we're going to come up to standing for our archer pose. This is the real cherry on today's Kriya cake. Archer pose works directly with our radiant body. It's a very powerful expression of our victorious spirit. So we're stepping our legs nice and wide apart. We want to stack our left knee over the left ankle or just behind it, not beyond it. So get nice and comfortable, low through the hips. We've got our hands in thumbs up mudra over that left knee. We're going to pull back through the right arm as if we're pulling back through a bow and arrow. The eyes fix on the thumb and are aware of the space beyond and behind it. So you're gazing to infinity beyond the thumbnail. And it's a breath of fire here. Eyes open at the thumb as you sit nice and low into your archer pose. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Keep that heart nice and open to the side of the room. And again, breath of fire is too much for you today. Just a slow breath of fire or a slow deep breath will do. Activate the legs by raising the arches of the feet. Inhale deep. Hold the breath, squeeze more bun, take the energy up, keep the eyes open. Exhale, relax, release. We'll change sides. Again, stretching out over that right knee. Again, the knee just behind or stacked over the ankle. And we're coming into our archer pose, pulling back on the bow and arrow with a breath of fire. Sitting low into the hips, the eyes gazing towards the thumbnail and aware of the space behind it. So you're really gazing to infinity. Active through the legs. Feel as if you're pulling the mat apart with your feet. Arches lifted. Get your real victorious, open-hearted spirit here. Deep inhale. Hold the breath, squeeze more band, eyes open. Exhale, relax, release. Release the arms down, come to face forward and step your feet in. And coming all the way down to lying flat on the back for your shavasana. Stretching yourself out wide. If you're warm enough to do so, really opening and starfishing yourself out. Radiant body is about an expansion of light, and really embody that expansion in this shavasana. As you invite yourself to sink down into the floor in this expansive state, really allow yourself to rest upon the support beneath you. Be heavy in the body. As you relax and release the toes, the feet, heels and ankles. Relax and release calves, shins, knees, thighs, buttocks, groin. Relax and release pelvis and pelvic floor. Relax and release the belly, abdomen, solar plexus and diaphragm. Relaxing and releasing ribs, lungs and heart. Relaxing and releasing collarbones, shoulders, upper back, middle back, lower back. Relax and release into the earth. Relaxing and releasing upper arms and elbows, forearms, wrists, hands, fingers and thumbs. Relaxing and releasing the throat, the jaw, teeth and tongue, lips, cheeks, nose, ears and eyes. Relaxing and releasing forehead and scalp, skull and brain. Relaxing all the way out into the auric field. And give yourself true permission to completely relax here, in stillness, in silence, for just another minute, and I will guide us out on the other side. Gently starting to wriggle fingers and toes, circling wrists and ankles first in one direction and then in the other direction. And gently turning the head from left to right, stretching out the neck. Inhaling to stretch the arms up above the head, pointing and flexing the feet, stretch the body. Exhaling, bringing the arms back down. Inhaling both knees into the chest, wrapping the arms around the knees. Give yourself a nice little comforting hug and a rock from side to side. And then allowing the knees to rock all the way over to one side. Stretch your arms out, turn your head in the opposite direction to the knees, and breathe into that twist. Inhale the knees into center. Exhale over to the other side, turning the head in the opposite direction to the knees, stretching the arms out and breathing into that twist. Inhaling to the center, rubbing palms of hands, soles of feet together. Bring yourself back into your body and tuck the hands into the creases behind the knees, rocking forwards and back, up and down along the spine a few times until you come all the way up to sitting tall. Sit bones anchored to the earth. Hands in Gyan Mudra on the knees. Spine growing long from the back of the pelvis up to the crown towards the sky. Shoulders relaxed, heart lifted, chin tucked in, eyes rolled up and into third eye point. Let's bring our palms together in prayer mudra at the heart center. And we'll close our practice chanting Sat Nam, truth is my name. Deep inhale to chant. Sat Nam. Bowing chin to chest, offering gratitude to body, mind, and breath for bringing you to this Kundalini Yoga. Sending that gratitude out into your life as far as it will go. And coming back whenever you feel ready. Sat Nam, I'm Yogigems. I hope you enjoyed this Kundalini Yoga practice. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, please do subscribe. And always, always, always my huge gratitude goes out to those who join me on Patreon and who support me on Ko-fi and through YouTube. Super thanks. Huge hugs to you. Thank you so much. Huge appreciation. Wishing you all a beautiful day. Sat Nam.